All right, here we go. This one's going to be a 10 millimeter versus 41 Magnum test. Today we have some more Underwood ammo to try out. So for the 10 millimeter, that one is 180 grain XTP. There is that one. Does have your nickel plated brass on that, and that one is rated at 1300 feet per second. And our 41, that one is a 210 grain XTP. Also nickel plated brass, and that one is rated at 1560 feet per second. So we'll see how close we come today. So for our 10, we will be using our Rock Island Ultra. That is a full-size 5-inch barrel 1911. And for our 41, we'll be using our Smith & Wesson Model 57. That one does have a 6-inch barrel, so a little bit of advantage there. So we'll be going through our gel. That is a 10% block. We do have our catch block behind that, so a total of 25 inches of gel. Our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front, and like always, we'll set up our chronograph so we can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see how these rounds do. First one up will be that 10 millimeter. All right, we're setting back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. All right, our impact velocity on that was 1,321 feet per second, so not too bad. Definitely overrated, so really good to see there. All right, here's our 4 layers cotton t-shirt. I never really show this anymore, but I normally mark right where I'm going to hit, and I got a really good shot on that one, so happy with that for sure. All right, so let's see how we did. Looks like we got a nice good hit on that. Like always, you can see right down into that cavity, and there is a huge star pattern so far, so really good to see. And check that out. Looks like we got a really nice stretch cavity on that, going all the way through, and we definitely made it into that second block. So let's see if we can get a decent measurement on this one. Doesn't look like we had any blowouts this time, so that's good. So at our widest spot, we are just about 2 3/4. It's about 3 inches of a stretch right here from the top. So let's check it out from the side. Oh yeah, definitely a really nice stretch cavity so far. So you can see as soon as that thing came in, maybe 1/4 inch or so, started opening up, and there is quite a few fragments actually that I can see down in there. But really nice stretch cavity. It looks like it dumped quite a bit of energy there towards the beginning, and then it did start to slow down and flatline there, maybe that last inch or so. And then, like I said, we did make it into that second block, but really good to see. You can see those fragments. So let's see if we can get a decently accurate measurement from the side. Like always, we'll do our ending measurements and stuff here at the end, but let's see. So yeah, that's 3 inches right on the dot from the side. So awesome to see there. And let's scoot this block a little bit. And we did make it into that second block. You can see it resting there. And right at the leading edge, we're at 3 1/8 inches. So 14 1/8 inches of penetration on that. So not too bad at all. So let's set up for that 41 and see how that one does. All right, we're stepping back to 15 feet. This muzzle blast doesn't interfere with our chronograph readings. There we go. There we go. Looks like we destroyed everything on that one. Man, that thing had some force on that. So let's actually set up real quick, and then we'll go from there. Man, that's crazy. All right, let's see how we did on that one. So we actually did get a reading on this one. Let's see if we can pull it up. So we got 1,521 feet per second. So that's where we got all that damage. That thing is pushing hot. That's definitely, I believe, just about 1,100 foot-pounds. So quite a bit there. So before we destroyed everything, we ended up breaking our tripod and messing up all kinds of stuff. Messing up our brand new table. The block fell on the ground. So good thing we actually had some water jugs so we can clean that thing off. But yeah, we got quite a bit of damage. You can see our tripod got some pretty good heat there. Busted all our stuff off. But let's see how we did. That was definitely a good hit, and I was not expecting that at all. It made our table collapse and everything. So that was definitely coming in with some force. So that 41 is no joke. If people are telling you 10 millimeters just as powerful, there's no way. All right, so let's check out our entry hole on that. So definitely looks like we got a nice good hit. Damaged even the front end right here. It's kind of textured, really messed it up, but you can see right down in that cavity also. Tons of damage and a huge star pattern so far. You can actually see some fragments from right here. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, check that out. You can see a few more fragments. So it is the one on the left. So we came in and just dumped all kinds of energy on that one. That one does look like it pretty much carried it all the way through, and we did make it into that second block. They are spread apart right now, but I will get our measurements and everything. But man, that was crazy. That was a first for sure. So let's see if we can get a decently accurate measurement. It does look like this 41 blended with the 10 mil. So it's going to be a little bit hard until we actually do our cross sections later. Let's see. Looks like we're about 4 inches from what we can see so far. Like I said, we'll do it later. Probably end up getting more, but quite a bit there so far. So let's see if we can hopefully see from the side. Hopefully you guys are getting a good view on this, but man, that was crazy. So it came in pretty much as soon as it came in, probably less than 1/4 inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch. It started opening up and just dumping all kinds of energy. There's a huge stretch cavity there towards the beginning. And like I said, it pretty much carried the whole way to about that last inch or so, maybe even 1/2 inch. And it started to settle down a little bit. And we definitely made it into that second block. So we got quite a bit of penetration there. But man, that was awesome. So let's see. Actually, let's get our measurement from the side. Getting too excited on this one. That was awesome. All right, so from the side, we're just about 3 1/4 inches. So really not too much more than that 10 from the side. But like I said, we'll cut it open later and check out the real measurements. So it is this round here on the top. You can see where it came to a rest. Quite a bit of penetration there. So we'll measure our leading edge. We are 5 3/4. So we got 16 3/4 inches of penetration on that one. So really good to see there. All right, so let's check it out from the top one more time. So the one on the right is that 10 mil, one on the left is that 41 Magnum. So you can see all that energy coming in. So like I always say, we'll be having a javelina hunt coming up pretty soon. And I'm always torn, man, between that 41 and that 44 because they both do some major damage. So here is that 10 mil. As soon as that thing came in, probably 1/4 inch or so, started opening up really nice, dumping quite a bit of energy there towards the beginning. You can see a couple fragments. That one is carrying all the way through, and then it did kind of flatline there towards the end. Then we did make it into that second block. It is that round there on the top. And our 41, same thing with that one. Man, that one was just crazy. So as soon as that one came in, probably about the same, maybe 1/4 inch or so. Came in, started opening up, and just really dumping energy. Got a huge stretch cavity on that one. That one is kind of blending in with that 10 mil. So it's kind of hard to tell all the damage it's doing. And then you can see a couple of those fragments in there. And that one did start to kind of settle down towards the end also. Then we did make it into that second block. And that one is that round there on the top. So let's pull these things and see what they look like. All right, check these things out. We got some really awesome expansion for both of them. They peeled back really, really far. So awesome to see there. So the one on the right is that 10 millimeter. One on the left is that 41. So we were able to pull a couple fragments for that 10 right away. Mainly all the 10 are still in this first block, so I haven't been able to pull them out yet, but I will show them all here at the end. So here is that 10 millimeter. Just peeled right back. Got some really awesome expansion so far. Really nice mushrooming. Actually really uniform, which is surprising for how much energy was coming out of that thing. But really good to see there. You can see those petals folding right back. And then these ones had quite a bit of velocity, so you can see pretty symmetrical there, but they got those petals and just folded them right over that base. Created a perfect little circle there. There is a little bit of gel kind of left in there too, so we will rinse all that out later. But really awesome expansion for that 10 millimeter. And for that 41, man, that one was just crazy. But same thing with that. Awesome mushrooming so far. That is a pretty huge slug. And same thing with that. Really nice expansion. Really good mushrooming. This one has a little bit more of that gel still stuck down in there. And this one was going super fast. So you can see those petals just folded right over that base also. Not leaving any room for air. But man, that was really cool to see. That 41 was really coming in with some energy there. Definitely a first for all that damage that we got with our equipment. So there we go. So here is the bottom. I'll show those real quick. And like always, I'll get our still shots and all that good stuff here at the end. So the one on the right is that 10, one on the left is that 41. But man, they did really good for both of them. Got some really good shots on those, so that was definitely a fun test. So there we go. That was 10 millimeter versus 41 Magnum. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, so this one's going to be a little bit more difficult to do our cross section just because the 41 did kind of blend with the 10. So we're just going to kind of do them both together. These top two are the 41s. I just kind of open up that flap, and then here is the 10 millimeter. So here is that 10 millimeter cross section. You see quite a few fragments down in there. Really big splits going on. And same thing with this. I did remeasure this for both of them, and we're right at about 3.5 inches. So quite a bit of damage going on so far. So really good to see there. All right, for a 41 cross section, same thing. So this one's split, and it kind of did go down here and blend with that 41. But man, we got some massive damage on that one. As you could see in the video, that thing knocked her blocks off and broke everything pretty much. Messed up our table, broke our tripod on our chronograph, everything. But yeah, this has some pretty massive splits. I did remeasure these. The best that I could really see and kind of get with them kind of blending were just over 4 inches. So really good to see there. That was some massive power coming in for sure. So let's cut both these open. All right, so here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side, this top is the left, and this one is that 10 millimeter. So you can see as soon as this thing came in, started opening up, you can still see some of that dirt and sand that kind of got stuck in there after that block did fall. But pretty big splits going on. Got a nice big stretch cavity going out throughout this whole thing. There's a couple fragments and then a little bit of that cotton t-shirt down in there. Got some pretty good splits though, nice and deep. So good to see there. And same with this top. Came in, opened up, you can see a little bit more of that dirt. And this side kind of looks a little bit better. A ton more fragmentation going throughout this whole channel. And just some pretty major splits. Quite a bit of just jumbled mess with this one also. And that one was over advertised velocity. So really good to see on that. You know, properly loaded 10 millimeter. But yeah, quite a bit of damage for sure. But yeah, some pretty big splits. And that was definitely a fun test. But there we go. There was that 10 millimeter, 180 grain XTP. All right, and here's after being cut for that 41. So this bottom is the right, this top is the left. So same thing with this one. It came in about a 1/4 inch, started opening up. You can still see some of that really small particles of sand and dirt and stuff. But huge stretch cavity going through this one also. There is quite a few fragments, but some pretty nasty deep cutting in this one also. So major damage for that one. That one was just shy of 1,100 foot-pounds. So that thing was coming in with some major force and power. Same thing right up here. Came in, opened up. There's a pretty big fragment right there. Huge stretch cavity going throughout this whole, gel block. There is a little bit of that fabric down in there, but just a jumbled mess in this one. Huge cuts. Just nasty looking for sure. Really deep cuts going all the way down. Like I said, these ones are just over 4 inches deep, so that is crazy. But really good to see there for that 41. And here's just a little bit different of an angle so you guys can see what's kind of going on that way. But you can kind of see that those cuts going all the way down that block, and just one nasty round right there for sure. It did hold together pretty good, surprisingly, for how fast it was going and how much energy it was dumping. But one awesome caliber right there. So there was that 41 Magnum Underwood loaded XTP.